The war can evoke a deep no. I'm just working through this in Jack's systems. You may be able to tell. Okay, so this links to the things that he's been talking about and posting about recently. This notion of good and bad. Your minds are highly conditioned to perceive what is happening in the Middle East as bad in a way that creates resistance inside of your body and mind. Like you're saying to life, this should not be. And it creates a tension inside. And of course, the greater the horror and atrocity of the situation, the more your body and mind will evoke that feeling. It's trying to close itself off and say no. But there is a way of holding your energy field open in such a way that you have already accepted everything that is happening. Oh, no. This level of acceptance reduces the resistance in your body and mind and allows the energies of resolution to flow through your bodies. And then your own body and mind becomes a kind of a source of resolution to the conflict, the energies of the conflict. Through your acceptance of the conflict in your bodies, the conflict itself actually reduces. There aren't many people who are accepting the conflict right now. But as you do, you are becoming like a generator of peace for the conflict and for yourself and for humanity. I'm deepening this acceptance into Jack's bodies. Here I'm referring to the multiple levels of the body. Subtle body, physical body, etc. So Jack's bodies, and through that the resonance to yourselves. And so that is why you were feeling that release of energy from inside your abdomen. And it is quite all right if you then wish to cry, your body just wants to cry and you can't even really understand why. That's okay. There doesn't need to be an understanding of why. Just give your body permission to do what it needs to do. And that is actually you contributing to the healing of this crisis. In your own small way. I'm not saying that each of you as individuals could end the crisis, but you can contribute. I'll give an example of how this contribution happens, but which you would never know there could be a moment where a soldier is about to pull the trigger on a civilian. Now, of course, that soldier's mind is actually plugged into the collective mind. And through your acceptance, you're creating like waves of peace. These waves of peace ripple through the collective. And one of those waves of peace can touch the mind of a soldier when they're about to pull the trigger on a civilian. And it just gives them the peace that they needed to not pull the trigger. Now, you would never know that outcome. So you would never see the results of your labors here today. But I assure you, they have that type of effect. And it's not from trying to make it have that type of effect. It's simply from being aware and open and accepting of the conflict as it is. The opposite is resisting the conflict, which is what the majority of people are doing. It creates a tense energy, which then ripples through the psyche of humanity. That tension creates agitation, which then increases the likelihood that in this scenario, the soldier would become agitated, think that the civilian is dangerous, and then pull the trigger. So this is how these things work, and it's why much of the activism in humanity is counterproductive. Much activism actually promotes the energies of tension within the psyche that cause harmful actions. So any activism or desire to change a situation for the better needs to come from a ground of total acceptance of the situation as it is, because then peace will motivate change rather than tension trying to force change.